I'm scared. I'm just like, what the... I'm a mess. I got my sprained ankle.
That's the whole point of this fight. It creates conversation, barbershop conversations, taxi conversations, airplane conversations, and that's what we want. The more people talking about the fight.
The arena shifted from roaring chaos to stunned silence, and back again in the span of a few heartbeats. Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul was built as a collision of eras, a decorated heavyweight seeking renewal versus a social media-born fighter chasing sporting legitimacy. When the final bell rang, the internet erupted. Highlight reels flooded timelines, opinions were sharpened, and every exchange was dissected frame by frame. Hours later, both fighters finally spoke, measured, raw, and defiant. It was clear this night was bigger than any single name on a scorecard.
Today, I'm a kid with a big heart that wants to change the world, disruptor, and I never took no for an answer, and I'm just chasing my dreams, having fun, and living the American dream, really. It's a testament to hard work, and every single day dedicating yourself to a craft, pushing through when you don't want to be there, and it all pays off in the long run, and believing in yourself, setting goals that people think are impossible. That's really what my story is all about, and that I hope...
There's a unique silence after a major boxing night. Not the absence of sound, but the pause before order returns to chaos. Trainers check vitals, doctors made their rounds, and both camps disappeared behind closed doors. When statements finally emerged, they were personal and unfiltered. Fatigue was admitted, respect was exchanged. Controlled anger simmered beneath every word. Joshua's first message read like a man taking inventory. The rounds that slipped away, the angles he missed, and moments that would be analyzed for years. Paul's response blended bravado with honesty, touching on isolation, adrenaline, and the crushing weight of judgment that follows any controversial bout. Both fighters emphasized the same themes: respect for the moment, gratitude to crowd, and the need to let the fight live before reducing to a single line on a scorecard.
He has a very side-on stance, tries to practice the Philly shell, and I think Jake has a chance that is slim to none.
I really appreciate it.
All good?
Thanks, boss.
Thank you very much.
See you guys.
Yeah. Heavyweight of the world!
Yeah, can you get my back? For the first week of sparring, I had to get comfortable in there and let things slow down and feel the power out and get the confidence to slip, catch, move.
In the lead up to the fight, predictions were everywhere and deeply divided. Most bookmakers and analysts installed Anthony Joshua as a clear favorite. That view was echoed across major betting markets and respected outlets. CBS Sports and Sportsline combat expert Josh Nagel leaned heavily toward Joshua, even listing a Joshua KO/TKO among his top prop bets, citing Joshua's elite resume and finishing power. Yahoo Sports analysts also favored Joshua, noting his experience and the likelihood of an early stoppage. But the chorus wasn't unanimous. Boxing's loudest personalities offered contrarian takes. Tyson Fury publicly suggested Jake Paul could land a fight-changing punch, even claiming he would bet heavily on Paul in a hypothetical scenario. Dana White, never one to sugarcoat, mixed skepticism with reluctant respect, acknowledging Paul's courage in stepping into heavyweight territory. Jake Paul himself made bold declarations throughout the media tour, confidently predicting victory and insisting Joshua could knock him out, statements he repeated on platforms like the Pat McAfee show. That tension fueled the event. When the underdog is believers and the favorite is analysts on the side, every round feels cinematic. That post-fight, pundits did what pundits do, revising takes, doubling down, and praising unexpected moments. Some former champions admitted they misjudged the tempo. Others used the fight as a teaching moment. Amir Khan, for example, spoke about the type of strike that could end influencer boxing, praising Joshua's ability to impose discipline and old-school power. What stood out was the honesty. Few try to hide being wrong. Instead, the conversation shifted toward craft, how to prepare for a social media-born fighter, and how veterans must navigate both physical and narrative pressure.
It's very tough to say something about Joshua or Jake. I'm waiting for this fight because I'm so excited. But, Jake have a lot of chance to win. And a lot of people think he not, but I believe in Jake. Joshua is the best fighter and have a lot of experience in boxing. He's a heavyweight guy. But Jake improved a lot, and the people need to respect both, because it's not everybody have sorry my language, but have a balls for come inside the ring and fight.
From the opening bell, the fight was kinetic. Early flurries suggested Paul's awkward aggression could find openings. Other rounds looked like classic heavyweight boxing. Controlled distance, stiff jabs, and heavy power shots. Moments that appeared routine on replay felt seismic live. A short uppercut, a brief stumble, a split second that tilted an entire round. Afterward, both camps spoke respectfully about those moments. Joshua's team highlighted effective jabs and power combinations. Paul's camp pointed to gritty infighting and a confidence that defied his unconventional path. Both acknowledged what the fight took from them and what it gave back. Respect, doubt, and endless what-ifs. If the ring was where the fight happened, social media is where it lives forever. Single exchanges were looped millions of times. Memes turned brief expressions into endless debate. Both fighters leaned into that reality, releasing raw backstage clips that made fans feel like insiders. Trainers spoke clinically, breaking down missed range control, unconventional angles, conditioning, and tactical blind spots. No excuses, just lessons to carry into future camps.
Big discrepancy in skill. Sometimes the better fighter carries the other fighter, or maybe goes a little easier. Is there any part of you that maybe thinks that way, or are you going in there 100%?
Zero part of me. And there's not even that, it's Jake. It's just, do you know, I was actually looking at myself today. I'm a very respectful guy, brought up by a good family, but if I can kill you, I will kill you. That's just how I am. And this is just the job I do, so.
Commercially, the fight moved massive numbers. Betting lines swung during and after the bout. Pay-per-view figures were scrutinized, and promoters immediately began circling rematch possibilities. Analysts updated prop bets in real time, underscoring boxing's evolution into a data-driven entertainment industry. Fans argued meaning while pundits argued technique. Traditionalists complained about spectacle. Younger viewers embraced a crossover, and neutral observers admitted they were drawn in. One sentiment united them all. This was a moment people wanted to witness live. Both fighters thanked fans publicly, acknowledging that the spectacle only exists because people showed up. Rematch talk began immediately, though both camps stayed strategically non-committal. Health and recovery were emphasized, calming some of the louder online speculation. For Joshua, this fight becomes another chapter in a career filled with championships, setbacks, and reinvention. For Paul, it was a high-stakes test of legitimacy. Both spoke about legacy, one as a long arc, the other as immediate proof. Both agreed on one thing: legacy is built on response.
About is a massive bonus. So for me, I'm not worried about what people think about the integrity side. I'm more worried about, are they talking? And as long as
this fight was a calculated human risk, and it won't be forgotten. Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul will be debated, studied, and taught in gyms for years. The post-fight statements were smart. Both men focus on cost and reward. Lessons learned, respect earned, and momentum gained. Whether the next chapter is a rematch, a renewed title push, or new opponents, both fighters will be judged less by this outcome and more by what comes next. What are your thoughts on the result? And who should Jake Paul fight next to continue proving himself as a legitimate boxer? Share your opinion in the comments and stay tuned for the latest boxing updates.